Welcome back, gargoyles and ghouls, to Average Mahou, and it is Halloween time, baby! While we aren't officially at Halloween, this is the final Halloween episode for this channel. That doesn't mean we're going to stop doing spooky things. I mean, obviously, as everybody knows, in between Halloween and Christmas is Christmas Halloween, which obviously is the combination of Christmas and Halloween. So you get spooky, festive stuff. Everyone celebrates this. I know I'm telling you obvious things, but I am a follower of Christmas Halloween, so there will still be some spook before we get to Halloween again next year. This year, we've decided that the adults will not be dressing up in costume in tandem with the littles, and usually we do, but this year we're not. But that means that I've got a unique opportunity to wear something a little different, something that's not a costume. It doesn't mean I'm wearing anything normal, but this episode is to show what I am going to wear for Halloween time. The journey begins with something called a cut and sew vest. I'm not an expert on this, but from what I know, cut and sew are vintage panels of fabric that have been printed with things like dolls and pillows and quilts and also vests that you cut out and you sew them together. Very easy. The specific one that I found and I will be sewing is Concord's Halloween House Party Vest. It's obviously by Concord Fabrics, designed by the Kesslers, and crafted with pride in the USA. But what is Concord's Halloween House Party Vest, you may ask? And I will tell you that it is cats. It's a bunch of cats dressed up in witch outfits as vampires, hanging around gothic castles, hanging with pumpkins, and it's honestly the best thing ever. Unfortunately, I think it's quite rare. I actually had to find a second vest because my mom fell in love with mine, but when I went back to eBay, I could not find it. I found all sorts of other vests and other things by Concord, which makes a lot of cut and sew stuff, well, or they did. But all I would find are these Concord's Halloween vests, which are cute, but they've got teddy bears all over them. Again, cute, but not cats. Just pages and pages, I'd find Concord's Halloween vest, but it would be those bears. I kept looking, I found things on Etsy, but it would always be sold. A former listing. I didn't give up, I kept looking on Etsy, and I would only ever find those dang teddy bear vests. I even went to Amazon. Yes, even Amazon had some posts, but they were always unavailable. Ultimately, where I found a vest for my mom was the Main Sales Company, not sponsored. I think they're a home goods selling thing. I've got the receipt, so I can show that I really did buy it from them, but you can't even find where I bought it off of their page anymore. So I'm not trying to rub in the fact that I managed to find these rare vests, but I do want to say that when you're vintage shopping, especially if you're looking for something in particular, you've got to set your expectations low. You often won't find the thing that you want. I hope if you fall in love with this vest that you can find one too, and you don't encounter so many teddy bear vests. Yeah. Anyway, after all that effort of finding my mom the vest, she didn't even make it yet, but I did. And this isn't going to be a huge major tutorial or anything, but I did want to show you my process in making my Halloween Concord vest. So this is what a cut and sew panel looks like. You've got all of the pieces in a single panel of fabric. I think sometimes you'll get two. Everything you need is right here. The Concord Halloween House Party Vest is set into 3 parts. You've got the sides of the vests and the back of the vest. Every piece of this vest is stunning. The colors are so vibrant. Every single one of these cats is just amazing and adorable and deserves its own vest. Life without cats is torture. I agree, Concord. Love this little Spider-Man cat hanging out with the Dracula. It's just a beautiful, beautiful vest. Each panel of this vest is unique. They've got different images on them entirely. You've got kitty cats hanging out with a pumpkin with their little worshipping mice. It's so cute. On the other side, we've got candy corn raining from the moon with a little wizard witch cat catching the candy in their hat. I love their little frog cape and that the flag in the background is a little ghost cat. I don't know what these little circles are on the sides of cut and sews, but they're really cute. If someone knows, please let me know what they're for. The cool thing about cut and sews is that they include the instructions for making the item. They're usually very basic. For instance, this one is cut out the pieces, sew the shoulders together, and so on and so forth. It also has general sewing information like cutting the corners and making the little triangles for curves. Also, it has this really cute frog trim. Such a waste that it got cut out. It also has finishing touches information, suggesting that you can add buttons or a little tie back. Cut and sews have all of the sizes right there, and you just have to cut according to your size. The tools I used was a rotary cutter with the little safety lock here. It's like cutting a pizza. I also had a zigzag cutter for making the corner cutting easier. I had regular fabric cutting shears. And I'm sure everyone has a little cat container full of fabric pins. The first step of making a cut and sew is obviously to cut. But I did need a lining fabric, and for this I'm just using a standard black cotton. The way that I did this, which I think is the lazy easy method, is to pin the fabric pieces together, the lining and the cut and sew, and cut both pieces out at the same time. This may not be the appropriate way to do it, but that's how I do it. You just have to be really careful to pin the fabric and not shuffle it around. You've got to make sure it's very flat, so you can see that I flatten it out a lot and smooth it out to get rid of any lumps. Once everything is pinned, you just cut away. I decided to cut as an extra large, but this was too large, even though Concord vests are vintage, and vintage tends to be smaller than modern sizes. I found that this vest was enormous for me at least, and I ultimately sort of trimmed it down to basically be a small or a medium. But it's always good to cut too large than it is to cut too small, because it's very difficult to add fabric on. When I was done pinning and cutting, I had all of my pieces, which is 6 in total. I already knew that I wanted to add some ties to my vest, and I had this adorable little fat quarter of Halloween kitty cats that I thought matched perfectly. I just sort of haphazardly cut out strips of this fabric. I folded it in half and ironed it. And then I folded it in once more so that I could hide the raw edges. You don't need to pin it, but I like to pin it just so it's easier to sew. Once everything was pinned, it was ready to go. Before I sewed anything, I pinned the pieces together and tried them on to see how much I needed to take them in. I ended up having to take inches off of it, so I'm very glad that I tried it on. After you've cut everything and tried it on, the first thing to do is stitch the back and front sections of the vest at the shoulders. I chose to do the lining first in case anything was really messed up. I'm popped the shoulders into my sewing machine and just sewed straight across those shoulders. I had a lot of extra fabric left over, which I did trim before sewing the pieces together. I used the lining basically as a pattern to figure out where I needed to trim off on the main piece. And then I sewed up the shoulder seams for the main part of the vest, as I did with the lining. The next step is to pin the vest and lining together, with the right sides facing each other. Once it's pinned, you stitch the back and front openings and neck edges and stitch the armholes. But you do not sew the sides together. It is necessary to leave the sides open because that is where you pull the vest right sides out. It's easy, you just shove your hand in there and you pull an entire vest right side out. It didn't take me a ridiculous amount of time to do this. Ta-da! So easy. There was no struggle there whatsoever. I already added the ties when I sewed it up because I didn't want any of the edges showing. The final step is just to stitch the sides together. Pretty simple, right? The thing about cut and sews is they tend to be very basic sewing skills required. There's not like darts usually or anything like that. So I think they're really good for beginners. Something that is, fully impactful with their really pretty patterns, but it's basically just sew two sides together. I do recommend them. But I'm not going to show you what the vest looks like yet because I have to show you the mani that I made to match the vest. And here we have a kitty cat, glowy blue Halloween mani. At the base, we've got Mooncat's House of Hades with that beautiful indigo purpley blue. I also used What's Up Nails' The Other Side and OPI's Silicon Valley Girl. This mani required a ton of nail plates. I used Uber Chic's Halloween 07, Clear Jelly Stampers H74, Mahou London's Noel 10, Halloween 16 and 17, and a very special plate by Mundo de Unas, which is how I got the kitty cat in the pumpkin. What I love about this mani is that glowing base. It's just really magical. I kept it really simple with creams for the images, just so it wouldn't compete with that blue. I think that this base is a perfect match for the vest. I got inspiration for each nail from the vest. I've obviously got this jack-o'-lantern. There's this wonderful haunted house that features on several of the panels. Obviously, the pumpkin cat is the pumpkin cat. I think of them more as twins rather than identical clones. And I made sure to have a cute little witch cat. And that is my Happy Halloween kitty cat mani. Ready to go for trick-or-treating. I had a lot of fun with this mani. It's just sort of jam-packed with Halloween goodness, and it matches the vest really well, in my opinion. What do you think about the mani? I think I did a really good job, if I do say so myself. I managed to get all the images that I wanted onto the nails exactly as I wanted, so to me, it was a success. But it couldn't be a full success without an outfit to go with it. So let us take a look at the Halloween outfit, vest, and mani all together. First, a moment to look at the vest before it was completed. And here it is all together. It's got that 80s, 90s boxy cut. Every piece of this vest is so cute with all these kitty cats. Here are the ties up close. They're very basic and maybe they're not the most perfect, but I think they do the job. I did 2 ties rather than just one because I thought it looked kind of cute that way. I think that orange fabric, even though it's from a different thing entirely, really matched the vibes of the vest. Here are the nails and the vest, and they go together like Halloween and jack-o'-lanterns. Because the vest is so impactful, I went a little bit more basic with the rest of the outfit and stuck with one forest green color. I wore a vintage lovely tulle skirt by Charlotte Russe. And up top, a t-shirt in the same exact color by A New Day from Target. I matched the moon with a pretty gold necklace that looks like a sun. Because I'm going trick-or-treating in this outfit, I'm wearing basic black sneakers and green socks to match the rest of the outfit. And that is it for a cozy, comfortable outfit to go trick-or-treating in. And that is the vest, the nails, and the outfit for Halloween trick-or-treating time. It's not a costume, but I think it's pretty impactful, a little zany, a little cute. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and honestly all the other Halloween videos that I've made. I've never shared my manis and my outfits before like this in combo, and it gave me a lot of motivation to actually get this vest done. I don't always get my projects done when they need to get done. What are you planning on wearing for Halloween, if you celebrate? Are you going in costume? Are you wearing something like me with a funky vest? Please let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and leaving a like and maybe watching another video if you missed some of those Halloween videos. There's still a couple more days. Have a safe and happy Halloween, and see you in another video. Bye!